Hello everybody, you're watching another Essence of Zen video. We're making a return today with a small tutorial on getting into digital logic. Now, digital logic is basically the foundation or the building blocks that helps create circuitry, basic hardware. It's also a gateway into the generic programming logic as well. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So for this tutorial, we're going to be using a program called Logisim. And you can find the download link in the description below. And I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly, just basic logic to get started. So when it comes to logic, you always have, your beginnings, which is basically inputs and outputs, right? So this right here, this symbol stands for an input, also known as a pin. So we're gonna name this label A, and we're going to put the label up north because we're going to follow generic code or logic standards. So we're gonna place this right here, and then we're gonna see this little dash coming out from the lower end of the pin. We can change the orientation of the pin by clicking on this and then pressing the arrow keys to put it in a direction that we want to. Now we're going to have the direction going down, and we're going to have a wire lead from the bottom, and then we're going to move it over here. Now we're going to show you an output over here, and we're going to name this label output 1. And we're just going to take this lead and connect the wires. Now we're going to take our finger, and I'm sorry about these sound effects, people. Let's see. So we're going to take our finger option here, and we're going to show you that when the input of A is directly connected to the output 1, it's going to mirror the exact same readings. So when it's 0, the output is 0. When the reading is 1, our output is 1. Now, if anyone knows about logic, you always have an idea. So let's say you have a gate that will only open up if two cars are both activating some type of switch. So that means we know that our output is a gate, right? Our output is a gate. We need two cars to activate gate. Now, if any of you are, beginning in programming, there's a type of logic for and ORs. If variable A and variable B are greater than 1, then give me this output. And vice versa, you can do the same thing with if variable A is equal to whatever, or variable B is equal to whatever, then give me this output. The same can be said in terms of basic digital logic, and we use this doing our gates. So we have an AND gate, right? So this is the gate we want for the output. Is a gate, and this will only open, and we're gonna say that 1 equals open, right? So we're gonna have our A here, and then we're going to add another one, and this one is going to be B here. Alrighty, so 0 means there are no cars, right? And 1 means there is a car. Now, in order for this gate to open, we need 2 cars. So if we have 1 car, the gate does not open. And if there's another car in the other spot, but the other car in spot A is gone, it's still only 1 car, and the gate does not open. But if you have both cars the gate is now open. And that is basic digital logic. And let's see if I can bring open a notepad, because we have something called truth tables. And for an AND gate, usually I draw this for you, but I have to replace my bamboo tablet's pins magnetic tip thing, and I'm just too lazy right now. I'll do it for the next video though. But let's say we have our A, we have a B, and we have output. Alright. Okay, now we want to set up, just general logic. So we know we're going to have to plan out our scenarios. So when A is 0, when B is 0, when A is 1 and B is 0, when A is 0 and B is 1, and when both A and B are 1, we're going to have a different outcome. Now, this is the AND gates truth table. When A and B are both inactive, we call that reset, or not set, or void, or there's various different terminology for it. But we're gonna say when A and B are both inactive, the output will be inactive. Now when A is active and B is inactive, the output is still inactive. Whoops. And when B is active but A is inactive, the output is still only inactive. But when both are active, the output is active. And we can basically test this, and this is why it's a truth table. Is the truth. We can prove it. We're gonna go over here, and I need a new mouse as well. My mouse is it seems like the debalance function in the primary button is not functioning, so I'll be getting one later. So where were we? We can test this. Right? So we have our AND gate, we have our A, we have our B, and we have our output. Just for sake, we're gonna output, and I'm gonna reset the default settings for that. Alright, so when both are active, the output is active. See? It's true. When one is inactive and the other is active, the output is 0. That's true. Vice versa, it's still inactive, so this is true. And when both are inactive, the output is inactive. And see, that's true as well. So anytime you want to make a circuit, and this is for later on when you get more comfortable or you're making your own circuits, you should always make a truth table of what you want to happen. So if you want to create something that says I have 4 inputs, and when certain inputs are active, I want the output to be active, but only when like 2 out of 4 are active, or when like specifically these specific 2s are active and the other ones are not, for the output to be active. You should go ahead and make your truth table. Go ahead and lay it out, and it'll make it easier to build with the digital logic basics. Now, for people who are a little further, there's things such as XORs, like this thing right here, and it basically says it's like an OR gate, which we'll find out in the next video. And it means one or the other, but not both, and neither both. So that means the output for an XOR gate is only active when one out of various number of inputs are active and the other one is off. Now some people think this is a basic gate, but it's not. Basic gates are created mainly just from AND gates. And then you can make an OR gate off of AND gates, I do believe. But it could only be used with and NAND gates. That's a NOT gate, but we'll discover that later on in future videos. But we're running out of time here, so we're reaching our 10-minute mark, and I hope that you appreciate the basic tutorial for this first video. The next video will cover AND gates and OR gates, more with truth tables, followed by NANDs and NORs and etc. So we'll get there, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. If it did, please leave a like or a comment. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And till then, take it easy.